Rod. Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please stand to the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Conrad, will you please call the roll?
Mrs. Brest. Here. Mrs. Eldridge. Here. Mr. Hammerschmidt.
Here.
Mr. Hill.
Here.
Mr. Ketchel.
Here.
Is Mr. Nibble on? No. Mr. Redfoot.
Here.
And Mrs. Sinclair. Here. Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody to tonight's voting meeting for the month of April. Tonight's meeting will go kind of fast. This is basically a voting meeting. All the agenda items that we'll be voting on tonight, we discussed at last Wednesday's work session. So we've had a week to think these over and ask any information that we didn't have before we voted tonight. So if it seems like it goes fast, it does. That's on time. Recognition of meetings. March 12th from 7 to 7:27 was a regular meeting of the board. March 24th, 6 to 7:42 athletic committee meeting, and April 2nd from 6 to 6:58 state of rural, and 7:03 to 7:44 board work session. And item 2, we had pride and promises tonight.
We have 2 tonight, so I'll turn it over to our presenters.
Good evening, everybody. First award goes to Miss Amy.
We were going to say Bob. Thank you.
Brought her in tonight. I know not everybody got to meet her whenever she got started. Big thing that I would like to say is I've been attending school performances and musicals, for 20 plus years, a couple different schools now, and it was so well receptive here in the Laurel community. Kids I thought had a great time. Very few, if any, issues during the process, and that's a tribute to Amy because she started late, and that was a big thing of her getting going and getting rolling, getting organized with the school and getting help. At the same time, she was helping down at Riverside as well. So the performance I thought was excellent, and I thought it was time for her to bring her in and present her with this award. Also with her tonight is Miss Miles, who was a big part of the presentation as well. So congratulations, Amy.
Thank you.
You have a couple words for them, or?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank everybody for all of the support, and I'm super excited for next year already. I already have some thoughts in my mind, so excited to kick things off next year already.
So that whole performance is a big part of our culture, right? It's been very well established. All I can say is, wow, we just feel so lucky that you're here and you're part of our team. How's she doing, Jess?
She's great. We would not be able to do anything without her, though. She's my right hand woman. So yes.
Hey, you don't have a choice. You're coming back.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
James? Chris?
So we also decided to award Officer Harold McLean. He's one of our newer police officers that we hired this school year, and he's just done an excellent job. He came from the state police, so we know they do everything exactly by the book, no matter what. Gray guns, the big hats and all. And he's kind of brought that rulemaking and doing things by the book here to Laurel, and I love that. He's been huge in implementing a lot of the new safety protocols and procedures that we've done here. If I had to do that all myself, it would have been, pretty heavy lift, but he was definitely able to help me with that. He's been out here as our parking pass attendant for a lot of the students. Gotten a lot of people doing what they're supposed to do, and I think a lot of people appreciate what he does for the safety of our students here. And some of you were here earlier. You heard he does look a little bit like Santa Claus, but he's a lovable guy also. the kids at the elementary school love him. He has a few nicknames up here.
I thought we were gonna hire this clean-cut state patrolman. Oh, he retired, man. He said, forget it.
Well, he told me early on, he's like, Mr. Rich, can make me come on here? Well, I have one, so probably not, but I'm trying to grow mine out to match his. Hopefully not the gray, but like I said, he's done a great job here. Best hire I ever had. Mr. Rich told me 3 times that I had to hire him. I finally did, and I love him. He's doing awesome. Great addition to not just the department, but the rural community. I think he's doing a great job, and I appreciate it. Also, I instituted a Laurel Spartans Officer of the Quarter for the first quarter of 2025. So I got him this nice little award here, just in case no one wanted to give him the Pride and Promise. I figured I'm at least going to give him this.
Congratulations. Anything more?
I appreciate it. It's nice to be recognized. I try to do my hardest, bring state police with me here. Just trying to get everything squared away, and I really appreciate it. It's nice to be recognized, like I said. And this type of field I'm in, you don't get recognized. Usually, they shun you. They basically say bad things about you. So this is nice when you get recognized about it. So I appreciate it.
You can take our Pride and Promise Award winners up in the lobby to take a picture, take our Pride and Promise Award picture.
So you're not required to come back.
Unless you want to. Unless you want to. You're it, Desiree. You're our big audience.
Okay, any reports from any standing committees of the board? Item 4, any additions to administrator supervisor reports?
Just to update relative to our athletic committee meeting, Mr. Lape, Mr. Locke, and I met and reviewed the contract that was to be drawn up for JDS. And now that we feel the administration is on the same page, not only on what the contract says, but how it's supposed to be executed, the administration will meet next with Jeff to present the contract. That contract will be effective July 1.
Item B, information reports. That should be on your board docs. Item 5, comments, questions from the floor relative to agenda items.
Desiree would like to know how we're going to vote on her. It's to be seen.
Item 6, a motion to approve the minutes of March 12th, 2025 regular meeting of the board. So,
Second.
motion by Mr. Kessel, second by Mrs. Eldridge. Any discussion on the motion? Any negative votes? Any abstentions? Motion carries. All in favor? Matt's on here. Check on it. Item 7, approval of the treasurer's report. Mr. Kessel, will you do the treasurer's report on investment, food, and food?
So put these in 7 through A, B. A and B in the form of a motion.
Do A and B, then we'll do it.
Okay. Approve a treasury report balance as of February 28th, 2025, $2,252,828.27. Receipts during March 25, $1,578,635.74. Expenditures during March, $2,110,000, $110,132.03. Balance as of March 31st, 2025, $1,721,381.98. Investment report. His recommendation is superintendent of the board to approve the general fund bill listing for April 9th, 2025, in the amount of $19,645.29. The checks written manually in the month of March 2025. The amount of $1,605,000 is $105,390.84 for a total of $1,625,036.13. And fund bill is a list of food service fund bills. It is recommendation of the superintendent of the board to approve the fund food service fund bill listing for April 9th, 2025, in the amount of $122,195.05.
So we have 7A and B and 8A and B, correct?
Yes.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Ketchel, second by Mrs. Prest. Any discussion on the motion? Any negative votes? Any abstentions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Personnel, Mrs. Censeri, you do D.
It's the recommendation of the superintendent, for letters A, retirements and resignations, B, assistant athletic director, and C, 25-26 substitute rates. Put that in the form of a motion.
Motion by Mrs. Censeri, second by Mr. Ketchel. Any discussions on A, B, or C? Any discussions on the motion? Any negative votes? All in favor? Motion is carried.
Is recommendation of the superintendent for letter D, the approval of employment of Desiree Watterson as elementary teacher on September 16th. Bachelor's effective for the 25-26 school year at the rate of $57,137 as per the collective bargaining agreement. Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Censeri, second by Mrs. Prest. Any discussion on the motion? Any negative votes? Abstentions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Welcome aboard, welcome to the family. We're so happy.
I'm very happy. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good day.
Good night. Celebrate a little bit.
I will try. Okay, letter E, approval of appointment of Jerry Johns. Jerry Johns is the cross-country head coach for the 25-26 school year. Step 3, $3,775 as per the collective bargaining agreement. Letter F, professional development workshops and seminars. That's it.
Motion by Mrs. Censeri, second by Mr. Hill. Any discussion on the motions? Any negative votes? Any abstentions? Motions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Committee of the whole, item A, motion to approve the listing of anticipated graduates for the class of 2025. Item B, policy first reading for policy 808 food services. Item C, spring athletics, grant approval for coaches and finalists to participate in track and field championships finals should they qualify. D, Midwestern Health Combined Medical Trust rates. Item E, 2025-26 Portersville Christian School Transportation Agreement. Item F, Midwestern Intermediate Unit Intergovernmental Agreement. Item G, the Nutrition Group renewal for 2025. I'll stop there. Motion by Mrs. Censeri, second by Mr. Ketchel. Any discussion on the motion? Any negative votes? Yeah.
How's the class of 25? Are we gonna make all of them?
There's a couple that got some notices. They're on the cusp. But for the most part, we're good.
Every year we have to
Yes.
help them that want to play the game. I
Yes,
would have
they do.
probably been one of them.
But
I made it.
Like that, we're gonna graduate them because we don't want to do that.
Yeah, there's two ways of looking at that. Uh-huh.
I always ask that.
discussion on any of the motions? Any negative votes? Any abstentions? All in favor? Motion is carried. Item H, table the refuse removal service bid award.
So we are doing some further investigation relative to how we asked for the bid. So due to the unit of measurement, okay, relative to, is the high school one container or two, is the elementary one container or two? So we're doing some clarification on that, and we will act on that then next month. We're not necessarily under the gun. So we're asking that this be tabled at this time. We're not rejecting bids, we're just tabling.
Item I, award bids for gasoline and diesel. Let's see, this is from Glassmere Fuel Service from Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh branded low rack price of 0.136 gallon for unleaded, 0.35 for winterization when needed, district discount of 1.01 gallon paid within 10 days. The other bids were from Reed Oil. Item J, award bids for liquid propane. Is this spot price? Is that the company?
Progas.
Okay. Well, I'll let you look those numbers now. I'm not going to read all through that.
There's no change in that one. Correct.
We did check. Our two propane buses are 10 years old, so probably 3 to 5 years we won't have them. We didn't replace them with any others because there were no incentives. We won't need to be doing propane.
Item K, the agreement for our internet services. Item L, resolution 325-1, denouncing this misuse of taxpayer funds in PA cyber charter school funding and urging legislative reform.
I could have a little bit of discussion on that. Thank you, Mr. Lake and Mohawk. It's read in the paper, this is the same resolution. And as I've said, 5 cyber schools are sitting on $620 million taxpayer dollars. They're charging per student our costs, not their costs. It's insane.
So I just learned we weren't getting a kickback. It may not be that bad.
Well, there is a large lobby, not only for school choice, which I understand. I'm not opposed to school choice. I'm not opposed to competition. I'm opposed to how it gets paid, right? So anyway, long story made short, if we had $620 million in the bank, I bet we would have to be a force on Harrisburg too.
Yeah.
Follow the green.
Item M is field trips, student activity trips. Items H through motion by Mrs. Suri, second by Mrs. Preston. Any discussion on the motions? Any negative votes? Any abstentions? All in favor? Motion is carried. Comments, questions from the floor relative to any non-agenda items? Any new business?
I've been contacted by somebody about the band trip for next year. Do we know anything about it?
Yeah, a little bit.
You don't have, I mean, if it's being taken care of, I just,
There was,
I would inquire.
I think there was an assumption there was going to be a band trip because it's been done every so often, but nothing was ever set in stone.
Okay.
And I think the decision was not to go because of costs. And I think some people assumed it was going to be, but one of the questions that I asked was, were there any fundraisers that were advertised with the premonition that you're gonna go on X trip, and the answer I was told was no.
Okay,
So, I mean, nobody's required to go on any trips, obviously.
right.
I mean, if it's a traditional thing to go on a big trip, like I'm just using Disney for an example, I mean, it still doesn't mean they have to, but if they were, if nothing was ever fundraised, like we're going to Disney in 2025.
Now, even if it was scheduled and fundraiser, here's what they're entitled to. They're entitled to any personal contribution they make. But, say you sold candy bars, okay? The money from the candy bars would stay in the band activity account, even though it was raised for a field trip that didn't happen.
They did that every 3 years? Like,
I thought every 3,
so, was that the band boosted?
yes.
They just decided to, couldn't they find someplace else?
Well, he's picking another trip. It's just not a big one. I mean, the price of Disney's through the roof,
Oh, I know
and I think that was a big part of deciding not to go there.
Yeah.
There is another trip, but I think there was some expectations that Disney was going to be the trip, and it's not going to happen.
Last year or the year before they went to Baltimore?
Well, we can look at our 8th grade
They
trip
went
to
last year.
Gettysburg instead of Washington, right? Same
Yeah.
thing happened. You know, we did Washington DC.
I don't think anybody raised money with the, it's going to
I don't have
happen.
a child in band, so I'm just speaking from what they asked me about, so I don't know the exact background. I should say I've never had an experience with band, so,
I know that's been verbalized to the parents.
okay.
I don't think some parents want to accept that, but
If they want to have further discussion beyond Mr. Boyer or Ms. Choir going on that too,
yes.
you know, please feel free. They can contact the high school administration and have a nice discussion about why it's going.
Okay, thanks.
Any other? Okay, with that, I will ask for permission to adjourn. Motion by Mr. Gill, second by Mrs. Rest. Any discussion on the motion? Negative votes, abstentions, all in favor? Motion is adjourned, or meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.